You want to start off with your announcement, your workshop?
Yes, I would like to start off with the workshop. So I'm going to do a Soul Emergence workshop, and I'm going to bring in Turian Daniel, and he's going to take everyone through. I'll just read it the way I have it written up because I wouldn't be able to repeat it the same. But so Arcturian Daniel's going to come in and be taking you on a guided journey to emerge your soul and unlock its potential, working through the blocks and obstacles that need to be moved for the next level of your evolution. So that's the idea behind the Soul Emergence workshop. It's going to be February 20th, 2 p.m. Pacific time. So you got to figure out your time zone and what time that is for you. And hopefully Jason's going to put a link for that down below.
Yes,
the link $44 for the class, and it's a 2-hour class. And you know, I've been on quite my own little soul journey lately, and a lot of emergence of learning who I am, what's going on, you know, getting to clear out old stuff, bringing in new levels of how the channel comes in. Now that I say that, I realize I got to explain that too. So just noticing that, like the ascension sessions are taking a shift in how they come in and where they're taking people and what those journeys are starting to look like. They are shifting a little bit, and I think that's just as I keep doing my work and keep evolving, because you know, we're human too, so we've got our stuff, we've got our life events going on, and we're moving through those things and always continuing to grow and shift and clear things out. And I think that's where this Soul Emergence workshop is coming from. But I woke up the other day and that name's what popped in. One of my friends actually was helping me clear some energy around just my life, and emergence kept coming up. And then I woke up the next day going, I need to do a workshop called Soul Emergence. And so there is a story actually behind this one evolving and coming into place. So I'm kind of excited to see what it's going to turn into, because I'm going to be channeling in it. So it's not like I can sit down and write up an outline. It's going to be bringing in Daniel. So it's a little intense, because it's like, how do you prepare for that other than meditate or be the clear channel before going into it? So it's exciting, because Daniel always brings in some pretty exciting energy and information. So I'm looking forward to it. February 20th. 2 p.m. Pacific time. Link for that's below. And hopefully, if you have any other questions or want to know more, just write it up in the comments below, and I'll try to keep tabs on that. But yeah, so that's what's coming up, and I'm excited about it. It's going to be good.
You think Soul Emergence is with your soul on earth merging with your higher self?
Could be. Yeah, actually, I'm going to turn that around. I think Soul Emergence is the higher self being expressed through the physical form into the earth realm. So the Soul Emergence is actually bringing what's up here down versus our souls merging with higher self. I think it's the higher self coming in.
Okay.
So yeah, so buckle up. Your higher selves are wanting to come in.
Nice, nice. What is needed to attend this workshop?
Quiet space, good internet, and maybe a headset so that you can hear it. Make sure that you're able to hear it really well, because in those workshops, there's several people there. It is a video, it is an online workshop, so there's going to be several people. Everybody gets muted other than myself. So there's not going to be any way to let me know if you can't hear something. So just make sure your equipment's working. Maybe log on to the workshop about 10 minutes early. Just give yourself time to work out any quirky things, and that would be good.
Is this over Zoom?
This is over Zoom, yeah. And there's a Zoom link that would be sent to you after you get signed up for the course.
Perfect. Is there a price?
$44.
44. Keeping it with the fours.
Got to keep those angels in there. Keep them connected.
Ah, that's true. That's true.
We want a high vibration. So yeah.
Absolutely. And who's gonna all be in this? It's gonna just be you, correct?
It's just gonna be me channeling Daniel for the workshop. Yeah.
All right. I think that's it.
That's it. All right. So, all right, we'll see you guys there. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. And I'll have the link below in the description so to make it easier for everybody. And this link goes to your website for them to sign up, correct?
It goes to the website has the link on it also, but it goes to the website that I use to send the emails and the information. So it's
Okay.
actually a whole different website than my website. But if you go to traciemahan.com, you'll find it there, and then the link from there will take you to the website to purchase it as well. So
Perfect, perfect. Sounds good. Sounds good. Interesting. I want to know how this is going to work out.
me too. Jason will probably call me the day before, and I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Because I'm a planner.
Is it working?
I like to have a plan. So if you want to see me freaking out, maybe we should have a pre-party. No. Be like,
Pre-test.
I don't know what that's gonna look like. I just have faith it's gonna come together really well.
Exciting, exciting. Well, with that being said, is there anything else you would like to add or share to that?
No. And I can feel the energy of Daniel coming in as I was almost ready to answer you in a Daniel
Tapping
voice.
you on your shoulder?
Yeah. Hello, my turn. So
Perfect.
I'm gonna go get Daniel. I'll
Keep
see you
him
on the other
waiting.
side. We'll go get him. We'll interrupt his little popcorn break. See where he's doing. We love to keep Tracie's mind busy with this idea that there's 2 hours of time she has no idea what she's going to do with, but yet she does not realize she does this every time she steps into a session with someone. She doesn't know what's going to come out, and yet it works out every time. How are you today, Jason?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just realized that if this is going to last for 2 hours, she's going to be whooped.
Well, there will be a little talking, we're sure, and then, yeah, she'll do just fine. She is able to hold on to us for that long. She'll do all right.
Perfect. So that means we can do 2 hours tonight.
That's right. We can get her all warmed up for this. What a wonderful idea.
Perfect. It'll be like practice.
Yes, she is in her head right now saying, you two stop it. And but we think that is a great idea. Let's just keep her going.
Nice. Well, Daniel, let's start off with, do you have any messages that you would like to share with us?
We do. We have, many of you are experiencing shifts. Many of you are experiencing the energetic shifts that are going on right now. There's a lot of symbols, a lot of sacred geometry, a lot of, what is the word we want to use? We want to use the word markers, and we're not sure what that means for you, but it is a symbol that comes in that is going to connect to your third eye and to your heart chakra. And so if you want to know what your symbol is for that, you close your eyes and you just call in your symbol. And what this symbol does is it is an activator of the mind and the heart, and it just brings in higher frequencies of knowingness, higher frequencies of intuition, higher frequencies of clarity, direction, knowing what it is you want, what it is that you're going to be doing. As we keep leveling up, and we like Tracie was saying before, she has gone through some things that have helped her to move her energy to a different frequency. And as she's been doing that, now she is working with different frequencies, which means she's now able to bring in some new frequencies for all of you. And so as she's bringing in these new frequencies, there are a lot of images that may go with that. For some of you, it may come in very strong. For some of you, you may see it more in the sense of seeing actual objects or things in your path that are visual for you. So if you're driving by and you see triangles on a street sign, or you see squares on a billboard, or whatever it might be, you're going to see the shapes and sizes with the physical eye, which is going to activate the energy within you. And some of you will just get it physically through the third eye activation. And it's going to come in many ways, and you may hear it in frequencies. It may come to you in a lot of different frequencies. And we are excited about this new level of energy that we'll be bringing in through these channeled segments with Jason, and with the segments that we're also doing on Tracie's page as well. We are bringing in some new vibrations for everybody. And so it's like you guys are getting to play with the toys before everybody else. How about that? And so we hope that that is something that everyone will start to embrace and be excited about with us as we start moving into new levels of information. It's time for everybody to level up. We know we've talked about that before. It's time to bring the levels up, bring the levels up. We've learned everything we can at this point. Now let's take it a little higher. And so that is where we're at with this particular collective that is finding us. And we know that more and more people, as they become ready, are going to be finding your pages and listening to these videos. If you know of somebody that you think could benefit from these videos, we definitely would like for you to tell them about them or to share them with them, because we want to reach as many people as possible to raise these frequencies up as we are going into a new phase of the planet. And as we go into the new phase of the planet, we're going to be needing as many of the high frequency holders, anchors into this planet as possible. We know that we activate you guys quite often through these videos, through having you listen and bringing in information, bringing in frequencies, bringing in activations and downloads, and we are thrilled and tickled to do it. And we hope that each and every one of you are embracing your beautiful uniqueness in how you bring this in. And that is something to think about as well, is there is a lot of times we've run into sessions, so to speak, where people are worried because what they do doesn't look like what this person over here is doing or that person over there is doing. And we want you to know that each and every one of you brings in energy in a very unique way. It is not something that you can compare to another person. It is not something that you can compare to another video or show or a channel. So if you have any gifts that are coming through, you cannot say, oh, mine don't look like Tracie's does, or mine don't look like the way Jason does it. Mine don't look like the way this person or that person does it. And it's not supposed to, it's never meant to. You have to bring in your own unique signature to this energy in order for it to be at its highest frequency. So it's very important for you to know that you are not to compare yourself to anyone else as you are doing your work. It comes in your style, it comes in your way. You may pick up some ideas from other people. You may pick up some clues from other people how to bring things in, but then you may do it in your own unique way again. You see how Tracie brings Daniel in, or you see how the information is coming through her, and you think to yourself, well, I can do that, and you start doing that, and then you start noticing it'll take its own little venture over in this direction, start sounding more like that and less like this. And we want you to trust that. We want you to know that it's going to be ever changing, ever constant, ever flowing. And so as you are each stepping into your dynamic true selves, and each of you are, we can see your star shining very bright as we are looking over you right now. And each and every one of you is so ready and so perfectly, divinely prepared for what is happening in the frequencies of the planet at this time. Each and every one of you is holding a frequency of vibration. You are like one of those harps, you know, when they have so many strings, right? And there's so many different tunes that get played on the harp and so many different pitches. And each and every one of you carries your own special, unique, beautiful pitch and tune that is perfect for the harmonic, what is the word we want to use? This harmonic bringing together of all of these frequencies, all of these beautiful energies coming together, and it creates the most beautiful sound. It is almost angelic, in fact, when it all comes together and all the sounds from all these beautiful frequencies are united. Then it creates one beautiful big sound, and it creates one beautiful big color, frequency, vibration. And so with all of that, we know we said a lot of nothing there, didn't we? But maybe we said something that strikes each of you. We are not sure, but we just know that you're all ready for the new energy that is coming in, and you are all part of the conduits of bringing it into this beautiful world and creating the beautiful shifts that are going on And we know each of you are seeing something beautiful going on in the planet right now, even through the chaos. Okay, Jason, what is it that you would like to ask us?
Well, that was pretty good. That was pretty sure there was some golden nuggets somewhere for certain individuals as well.
We hope so.
You mentioned the new vibrations are coming through. Is there anything you would like to add to that? The new vibrations, is that something that's like a frequency coming through, or is that for mankind, for the earth?
So one of the things that have been being more exposed, maybe is a way to put it, more brought to light, is that each and every one of you that have come in here, you are creating bridges. You are creating bridges with galactic councils, with the different federations that are out there, the different benevolent beings, the high vibrational angelic beings that are out there working with your earth realm. And they have many rules to follow to work with the earth realm, and must have that permission, right? Must have the permission, must have the okay from each of these worldly beings. And so that is part of why you are the volunteer. So you could create the bridge to become the information highway, one might say, to these beautiful benevolent beings who are working with the frequencies to try to help you on this planet. Now, if you think about it, we could use an angel, for instance. An angel, it doesn't view anything as good, bad, true, false, whatever it is. It does not matter. There is no gauge, it just is. And so when they see somebody reacting a certain way from an emotional place, because they are in a realm that is filled with love, they do not understand the full spectrum of emotions that could be going on in the earth realm. And so in order for them to fully understand what you're going through, so that they can be better guardian angels, let's put it that way, and so that they can bring the information that's best going to serve you in the form of how to resolve these problems, because they're looking at it like, why are you even reacting that way? Because you love this person loves you, but yet you guys are fighting. Why are you fighting? And they don't understand. And so as you become the bridge to bring information to the angels and help them to understand what it is like to be in the spectrum of all of these emotions and how confusing it can be, and explaining to them the ego's role in all of that, and the pride and all the different other emotions that go into being in the human experience. Now the angel can go, oh, I understand. So we have to work with these energies in order to find a resolve that comes from a place of love, because that's really what this person is wanting to offer this other person. And then they have more information. So this is part of how the world evolves. This is part of how everybody is getting the information that is going to best serve the planet, coming from a place of love, coming from a place of resolve, and not being right or wrong, good or bad. And we know we're using a lot of words, but we hope you are understanding that as each of you have become these bridges to these benevolent beings, these galactic councils, all of these different groups of beings that are working with the frequencies, the downloads that are coming in for the planet to raise the vibration and bring it up into love, they have to know how to work with the frequencies that you are at in order to raise them up. And that is what you have all been doing. You have been participating in the information highway, is what we're just going to call it. And you've been bringing information and trading information and bringing and channeling in the resolve, the solutions, the correct answer, the answer that's going to bring peace and highest outcomes. And you have all been perfect and beautiful channels of this information, this energy back and forth. And so we hope that answered your question. Did we go in a whole other direction, or did we get it?
No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Wonderful.
Also, you mentioned a new phase that we're coming into. Can you give us more information about that? What is this new phase?
The new phase that you're coming into, we have a large mass of people that are now able to hold and sustain the fifth dimensional frequency at a longer period of time, which has affected the entire planet. And so as more and more of you keep raising your vibration, and more people keep wanting to get on board with that, and we know that you could be disillusioned if you are watching your television that this is not happening and that we're all delirious and crazy, but we say to you, shut that thing off and go out into the real world. And you're going to find that most people will treat you with kindness. If you keep, and shame on us for saying it, but keep your political views to yourself and just go out and have an experience with another person, they're going to most likely be kind to you if you are kind to them. Go out into the world, be kind, be the best version of yourself, and see what happens, because we are all leveling up. And as more and more people are holding that fifth dimensional frequency, what happens is you have the fifth dimensional frequency grabbing those in the third dimension and starting to pull them up. And the ones that are in the fifth dimension that have been holding that frequency for a while are starting to raise up to the sixth and seventh dimension. As they get up into the seventh dimension, they're grabbing the ones from the fifth dimension and pulling them up. So you have everybody pulling each other up by their little shoestrings, right? And so everybody's starting to level up a little bit now. And ones that are able to hold the highest of frequencies available to them in the earth realm are really amplifying and helping and raising up that level of fifth dimensional people that are able to get into and sustain and maintain joy, happiness, and love frequencies. So as more and more people are sustaining that, they're raising up the next level. So that is what we mean. You're going to the next level. If you have been holding the fifth dimension, you're going to find yourself moving into between the fifth and sixth dimension. And you're going to be pulling the people up. It is like one of those pyramid schemes, yes? The higher up you go, the people that signed up below you come up with you, yeah? And so you keep raising them up with you. As you raise up, you bring people up with you, you bring them up with you. And that is what we are seeing happening. And so, yes, there is a new phase, and everyone listening to this video is going through it. They are moving up to their next level of where they are at now to where they're going. If you are bouncing between third, fourth, fifth dimension, and you are finding yourself staying there longer bits of time, you're going to find that you're going to now stick. You're going to stick in that fifth dimension. And you will only go into the third dimension when you are recruited to come in and help somebody, but then you'll go back into the fifth dimension quite quickly, and you'll be able to clear that energy much faster than what you had in the past. This is really good news for the empath, because the empath is the ones who carry and hold on to the energy of the collective, of the people that they've been working with. But as they reach that fifth dimensional frequency, they are now just holding on to the information, but no longer holding on to the heavy burden and the feelings and all of the heavy emotions with that, but they do have the information still. They are now becoming the filter, and they can hold on to the information that is important and vital for them to hold on to help and assist these other vibrations. But they are no longer holding all of the sticky, gooey, junky stuff that you don't want. And so the empaths are really starting to benefit from being the empath. Now they can actually start using that as a more productive tool for them as they're helping other people move out of these other frequencies. So they're the ones who are bouncing back and forth and experiencing multiple timelines and these waves of going in and out and in and out, and it feels a little bipolar at times, are now going to they're going to collide these timelines. They're going to hit that fifth dimension. They're going to ride that wave a little bit longer now. And they're going to find themselves being in a much better frequency for helping others when others come to them seeking assistance, seeking help, seeking guidance. And they're going to find that they're attracting a whole new level of people themselves. So as they level up, they're going to be attracting a new level of people that will seek them for help. And then the ones that are seeking them for help are going to attract the ones that were originally coming to the ones that just leveled up. It all just keeps going up, and it's great. And we want to see more and more of that. And so as we bring in these new frequencies, what we want to kind of segue back. So you've been these little channels, these little segues for information to get to these benevolent beings that are working so heavily on the other side, much like a scientist would, to find the perfect vibration and frequency to help and assist down here on the planet. And now they are starting to send in some of those waves. Not that they ever stopped sending them in, but there is a new level, a new frequencies that they are starting to move through the earth frequencies, move into the grids. That's the word we're looking for. Move into the collective grids, into the earth grid, and they are starting to pump new information into all of you. So your ideas, you're going to get creative ideas. You're going to be inspired. You're going to become teachers, healers, And whatever modalities start jumping out to you, shamans, whatever it is that you are drawn to, you're going to get amplified in that. And you're going to be led very clearly in that. What is the next right step to take? Do I open a business? Do I take another class? Do I work with this group over here, that collective over there? You're going to get very clear and a lot more information, and a lot more of you are being called out into service. Everyone is being called into service, but some of you are being called in, out of the day job and into more of serving others through your practices. And we know that a lot of you are experiencing that right now. And we want you to trust it. We want you to trust it when you feel like you've been pulled away from your 9 to 5, and now you're being put into this world of journey work and shaman work and healing work and hypnotherapy and whatever other modality has been coming to you, the Reiki, the body talk energy work, whatever it is, whatever you have been called to do, trust it. And we want you to really pay attention to how you bring that information in. If you are doing energy work, ask, how do I best bring this in? Some of you bring it in through both hands and you'll move the energy through your hands. Some of you will pull energy in through a left hand and disperse it through the right hand. Some of you will just sit in a meditation and send energy and envelop someone in the energy, and they will be experiencing the peace and calm. Some of you will go in and you'll go in and clear homes, and you'll close portals, and you will escort lost souls back into the light, and you'll do energy work like that, and you'll become the medium or the conduit between people and their loved ones, and bringing them messages to bring them peace and resolve and closure. So there's a lot of different ways to bring this energy in, a lot of different ways to bring it out into the world. And so when you are being leveled up, whatever modality, whatever it is you're working at, expect to become more clear in that. And just know that it will happen for you. Don't go looking for it. It's naturally happening. You'll just notice one day that you're doing that a little different than you used to. Just like what happened with Tracie. She says, oh, I'm noticing that these are changing. The way things are coming in is changing a little bit. And we must say that in the sessions, a lot more is expected now of the client than possibly before, as far as them receiving their own information, making their own connections, bringing in their own channels, bringing in their own light language, and really evolving them in their own spiritual connections through these sessions. And so everyone is leveling up, and it is an exciting time. Do you have more questions around that, Jason?
Yeah, I was just amazed with all the information that was coming through. I did write down one question, but I kind of switched it up a little bit. When you started talking about all these things with the new phase topic, it kind of reminded me of another topic. And this deals with, people becoming more aware and connecting with their collectives and everything and doing what they're drawn to do. Is this part of the Great Awakening that some people are talking about? Or is that something different?
Well, we think it's all part of the Great Awakening. Each person may have their own definition to what that is, and so that's a tricky one to answer. But from what we're looking at as a collective as a whole, we would say, yes, this is all part of the Great Awakening. And it is a ripple effect. It is a pebble in a pond. And as we speak to you and you each get activated in yourselves, and then you go out and talk to someone and activate them, and then they go out and activate, and it just ripples out. And it's such a beautiful thing. How could that not be a great awakening? And then as everybody keeps leveling up and getting the next level of information, getting a new level of understanding, taking their astro travels into new levels, leaving their bodies and going out and meeting these other collectives like the Arcturians, the Palladians, the Syrians, the Lyrans, we just lost the name of the one that we wanted to say. Starts with an A. What is it, Jason?
Turians?
Anunnakis.
Anunnaki?
The Anunnakis, the Andromedans, and the giants, the tall whites, and all of these other collectives that are all around you. The mantis beings don't want to be left out. They're over there waving their hands. all of these collectives and more and more and more. There's so many more showing up as all these portals are becoming more wide open, as more and more people are inviting that to happen, and the free will of each individual as they gain the knowledge and they open these windows, these doors for this energy to come in and help and assist in the planet. Everybody is starting to expand in ways that are so extraordinary and dynamic and expansive that we just see all of this as the Great Awakening. There's so much more to learn, and we do want to say you're just at the tip of the iceberg, right? You are just getting this small piece of this big picture right now. So can you imagine what things will look like a year from now, 2 years from now, as all of you are expanding, and that collective expansion opens doors to more expansion. What do you imagine is beyond the multiverse? That's where you're going. That's where everybody's minds are going to go. What is beyond what you already know? What is beyond what you already think you know? And what is beyond that? And so there's so much more coming in, and it's such an exciting time. And as you start wrapping your mind around how many powerful beings are on this planet, and as we had mentioned before, you have children of the sun coming in, you have hybrid children that have been out there experiencing life in a completely different way, are now being seeded into the planet in higher volumes than before. And now we have moon portals opening up, and energies and frequencies from the moon coming in, and babies from the moon coming in. So just as you have the children of the sun, we also have children of the moon. And we have these gateways that are opening up to everyone. And as you sit and you focus and you ask, may I go through the portal of the sun, or may I go through the portal of the moon? You may find that you journey into other realms, other realities, other planets. How many versions of Earth are going on right now? And how many of those can you access from just sitting quietly and asking for the access to them, to see them, to view them, to experience it? And are there other versions of you playing out at the same time? And if there's that many versions of Earth going on at this time, how many versions of other planets, other realities, other galaxies are all going on at the same time? And this is where it gets so convoluted. And it is all happening at the same time. And all of these merging timelines are versions of something that you can see and experience. And you get to figure out how that all works. And so as we are getting into some of your minds, and we can feel the minds just going, whoa, that was a lot of information. And there's part of you that says, I get it. And the other part of you says, what did she just say? So we want you to know that there's a lot of information that will be downloaded into your minds when you're ready for that, so that you can take these expansive trips, so that you can take these expansive journeys. And this is why so many of you are going out and learning how to do hypnosis. And this is why so many of you are going out and learning how to do journey work and ayahuasca and DMT and whatever else it is that takes you out of your body and takes you on these journeys. And there's so many ways for each individual, and each one has their own way that they prefer to do it, where you go out of the body and you go beyond the mind, and you go beyond the critical limited thinking, and you get expansive, and you go beyond that, and you go beyond that, and it gets really interesting, doesn't it? And so we hope that everyone will open their minds to the possibilities and find ways to bring their mind out of their limited thoughts and take that expansion trip. Take that imagination and let it go wild and see where it takes you, because we think you're going to enjoy the ride, and it's going to make life a whole lot more interesting, isn't it? With all of that being said, did we answer your question?
Absolutely. And more.
Wonderful.
Before, I want to ask you a couple questions from the audience. These were comments that were left on the previous YouTube video, and they had a couple of questions on it. Is there anything you would like to share before we move on to something different?
Well, we think that we shared so much that it's going to take maybe a listen or two for everyone to get that all in. So we will let you ask questions.
Perfect. So this question, and it was pretty good. It was pretty interesting. It deals with the group called Abraham, the Abraham Collective. What are the similarities between your group and the Abraham group? Or if there is no similarities?
There are definitely similarities, and each of, as Abraham is a collective of beings being channeled through Esther Hicks, we are a collective of beings being channeled through a collective called Daniel. Daniel is an actual Turian that is the counterpart to Tracie, and that is the connection that we make. And that is how we use that channel to move through her. We are a collective of beings just like Abraham. We are, just like you would have classmates, yes? We could say Abraham would, the collective of Abraham would be our classmates. This is a group that we are very familiar with, and at times that is very possible that that information would come through in the same manner, in the same way that it would come through Abraham, because we are all going through the same type of training, so to speak, the same kind of information. We all want to get this information through to the people. So whatever avenue it comes through, yes, we can all end up sounding quite the same, and we are all connected in that way. And so we would, hopefully the best way to describe it would be like that. This would be like a classmate to us. We've all gone through the same type of collective training to be the channels, to work through these beings, through the humankind, to bring in the messages. Does that help?
Yes, yes, you answered part of my question as well as I was thinking about it. And is the Abraham group, is that from the same system as the Arcturians, or is that a different system?
In the way that you're referring to it, I think it would be safe to say it is the same system.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, like solar system, planetary system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, it is all part of the same collective and group of beings that are working at this part of things. Just like you have your government sections, or your different levels of how you direct things. Even in a grocery store, you have your clerks, you have your checkers, you have your stocking crew, you have your management crew, you have your directors, whatever it is. It is sectioned much like that. There's many different levels to different things, and we are part of that group that is the group that channels through the humans. And we have been through, what do you might consider training? We have been through instructions of how to move energy. What is the goal? We meet up, we convene, and we all try to work together to bring in the information as a collective to the humankind, so that it is hopefully a layer of consistency that the listeners will be able to find when they're watching all of these different channels coming through the people and through these different avenues. We would like for you to see the consistency. We would like for you to see the similarities, because we want you to know that it is a collective. It is a group. It is not random. Is that a better way to put it? And so if you're hearing the same kind of information coming in the same kind of way from this well-known person over here, as well as this one over here, or this one over here, and the messages all seem to be the same, and they all seem to go the same direction, and they're all very light and encouraging in that way, that is a good thing for us. We want the consistency, so that you as humankind can find that consistency and that balance and feel it in your hearts on whether or not to trust it, follow it, and use it as your guidance. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes, that does.
Okay.
All right. Next question, you have an option to pick and choose. So the first question would be how we're coming along as a collective, dealing with the darkness that's part of the Earth system at the moment. Or other question would be, why are so many galactic groups helping the Earth right now?
So the first question is, how is humankind doing with the
dealing with the darkness,
dealing with the darkness, dealing with the
negative energy?
Yes, we want to call it the manipulation, because it is very manipulating. And it's very confusing. And the more confused they have you, the easier it is um, to bring forward their agenda. Yes. And so more and more people are becoming aware, and more of the things that are happening, the things that don't make sense, even though they're telling you this makes perfect sense, this makes perfect sense. And more people are saying, wait a minute, that doesn't add up. That doesn't add up. That you're saying this over here, but then you're having us do this over here. And how does that work? How does that make sense to do this and get this result? And more people are waking up to that. We're very excited about that. And we want you to know that there are no mistakes in this world, right? You cannot make a mistake. And so rest assured that whatever you are going through, whatever happens, whatever thing you follow, whatever thing you choose not to follow, it is all in perfect alignment with where you're at with your evolution. Where are you at with fighting the darker forces? Well, they're out there and they're playing hard. They want to see if they can win this fight. And so they are playing hard, and they are working with scare tactics, and they are working with manipulation, and they are working with the, what is the word we want to use? We don't want to come across in the wrong way. They are working with the idea that you don't know better. And you don't know better because nobody has told you any different. And so they are working with that. And so as everybody starts stepping up and starts learning and starts figuring out that why would this small group of people get to tell this large group of people what to do? Does that make sense to anybody? And especially if it does not resonate with this large group of people, what it is they're making them do. So it is interesting as we watch it to watch that balance work itself out, and to watch humankind figure this out, have the light bulb come on and say, what happened here? Why is this? Why do they get away with that? And why is this happening? And if you look at how corrupt the governments can be sometimes, and the things that happen within those governments, and how normalized they make it, and the things that are going on, the taxpayers, this is something that's interesting as well. You pay all this money into these taxes, and then all that money gets spent on trying to govern the government, which is supposed to be working for you. And so we just know that it is all going to come to light soon enough. Everybody's going to start to figure out what it is that they want and desire for leadership, and they're going to get it figured out. And so we say it is all playing its part. So when you see the darker things happening, when you see the manipulation happening, just be excited that you have your eyes open and you can see it now. And for those that are still following along and following all the rules and doing all the steps A through Z, that they're going to eventually get it too, because the more you raise your vibration, the more you get it, the less frequency out there of the untruths are going to be, and the truth frequency is going to start overtaking and taking over all of the collective energy. It's the 100th monkey. Is that what we want to say? The 100th monkey syndrome, where the more people that get it, then the rest of them have to. They're going to, because it's going to be in the collective, it's going to be in the grids, it's going to be in the network, and it's impossible for them not to get that download eventually. You know, when you keep restarting your phone and it wants you to download, and you keep denying, and then one day, boom, your phone shuts off and you have to turn it on, and it automatically uploads everything and changes your whole phone. Well, we're telling you that's gonna be kind of the same scenario. It's out there, and it keeps getting to be more and more intense, and then eventually it gets downloaded. So we want you to pay close attention. Watch your neighbors, watch your friends, watch the people that you sometimes slap your forehead and think, what are they doing? What are they saying? How can they still be in this mindset? And watch them, because they're going to be shifting, and pretty soon one day they're going to wake up, and then they're going to go through a very rapid awakening. And if you thought yours was difficult, if you thought you had a lot of hurdles to get over and shed a lot of your old belief systems, wait till you watch them go through it, because they are going to do the rapid ascension. You got to do the accelerated ascension. Doesn't that sound a little easier than rapid? So just know that
Interesting.
everybody's going to be getting their downloads of information and their enlightenment, and things will have to shift. But you have to remember that what is going on globally is also, keep in mind, it is also a mirror to that which is going on in humanity, the upheaval of that which isn't working anymore, right? All this upheaval of that which is not working. And that is what's going on in the individual lives of people. And so it is being mirrored in your world. So as the collective keeps healing, the most important thing anyone can do is heal themselves, not to think about the outside world, but just heal themselves. If each and every individual on this planet would just work on themselves and not worry about anything outside of themselves, the earth will naturally heal, because the earth is just being the mirror and the reflection to what is happening globally with humankind. And humankind is going through their stuff and they don't want to look at it. So they're putting it out into the world. And then the world says, okay, well, then let me mirror it back to you. And it's mirroring it back in chaos. And it is just going to shift as everyone in the planet is shifting. It is going to keep shifting. And so we say to you, whatever you see going on, if there is chaos, then just take a lighter approach to it and say, oh, look at all that chaos. There must be some real good healing going on out there in this planet, because there is some really serious chaos taking place. And that would probably be accurate. That would probably be a true statement, that there is a lot of healing going on in the individuals, a lot of things coming up and unearthing, a lot of old belief systems working their way out, because now it's being mirrored back to them, back to all of you in your planetary events. Did that answer your question, Jason?
Absolutely. Yes, you did. That was perfect. Now it's up to you if you want to go for the second question, or if Tracie still has an hour left.
What is the second question again?
The second question will deal with, why are so many galactic families, galactic collectives, space brothers, all these individuals and energies helping out the earth and mankind?
So we always want to act like they are separate from humankind, yes, but in truth, there's a lot of these collectives, a lot of these galactic collectives that have been participating in the earth for quite some time. The evolution of earth, they're all part of this extraordinary experiment, as one might say, or this extraordinary event in life. And each of these collectives that are gathering to help, each of these galactic counterparts, they've all participated in some way to help create the earth, to help create this reality. And we want you to think of it this way. We want you to think of it like Earth is one of the most advanced planets you could ever be on. And maybe that sounds funny to say that, because there's so much struggle and so much going on in Earth. But wouldn't it make sense that you would have to be a very advanced soul to come into a third dimensional reality and work your way up to the fifth dimension, even if it took you lifetimes to do it? And so if you're bored and you live for eternity, wouldn't that be something that you might think of creating too, is this very advanced game, this very advanced system? But it's not really a game. We don't want to call it that, because it really is designed to evolve the soul, to bring in this ability to experience in so many levels. And we sent this to a client the other day. We were bringing up how many different levels there are to love in the human experience. You go to the angelic realm and it's unconditional love. You got one experience, right? You come to the earth realm and you have the love that you have for a puppy. You have the love that you have for a kitty. You have the love that you have for a baby. You have the love that you have for your grandma, your grandparents, your parents, your siblings, a romantic partner, the person that you find that you admire, somebody that inspires you. You have all these different frequencies and dimensions of love. And you're experiencing love on so many different levels, and then you experience hate the same way, and you experience disappointment, you experience joy, you experience um, excitement, looking forward to something, anticipation, all of these different things that you get to experience that you had to work and muddle through and build and climb your way up to see if you could make it to this fifth dimension. So if you think of it kind of like working your way through, if you are a video game player, that's quite challenging, isn't it? It's like, ooh, yeah, to be able to get from birth to fifth dimension. Okay, first lifetime. Okay, put me back in the game. New life, and right, and that happens in video games. You get what, 3 new lives before the game's over. Well, I think you get an unlimited amount of lives in the earth realm, right? And you just keep going and keep going until your soul levels up to work through all of these different levels of humanity. And what a powerful tool that can be as you ascend through it all. And so, of course, all of these galactic players are surrounding the planet and trying to help evolve the planet to bring it to its full potential and bring it into this place that it's been working so hard to get to. And so, as each one of these galactic groups are around you, just know that they have probably most likely taken their turns on the earth realm as well, taking time and lifetimes and having experiences as well. So everyone's got some form of attachment or they have some sort of investment into what's going on with the earth. Now that's one reason. Now that's something to just put your mind on, and that may resonate or not resonate with some of you, and we don't care. You take what you want and you let the rest go, right? Now another reason would be, here's another thought. When the earth evolves into the fifth dimension, this has been something that all of the other planets, all of these other beings, all of the other galaxies have been waiting for Earth to make it to this next dimension, because when Earth makes it to the next dimension, just like we were saying, you go to the seventh dimension and pull up the fifth dimension higher, and then the fifth dimension pulls the third dimension up higher. Everybody pulls somebody up higher, right? Well, that's happening galactically too. So when Earth reaches that fifth dimensional frequency, the whole entire galaxy and even multiverse gets to move into the next level of the ascension for them. It is very convoluted, very layered. It is not just Earth that's evolving. Once Earth evolves, then the whole group gets to evolve and the whole multiverse gets to evolve. And what does that look like? What does that look like when everything evolves to another level? And our minds in this realm cannot quite even fathom what that might look like, to have an entire collective of planets and galaxies now get to move to a new level of existence. And so it is a very powerful time. It is a very exciting time, and it has many layers to it. There is no simple answer to that question, but yet at the same time, that gives you something to think about. It gives you a little motivation as to why it is so important to keep evolving the planet and keep moving the energies and keep participating in your own soul's evolution. Let go of your attachments, your jealousies, your fears, your anxieties, your disappointments, your anger, your hate, your rage. You need to start forgiving. Forgive yourself, forgive your friends, forgive the people around you. Let that stuff go. It does not matter when you look at the bigger picture. And yes, it was hurtful in the experience when you come from a third dimensional perspective of it, but when you can rise above that and you can let go of all the pain that you have experienced, and you can find that spark in you, that soul in you that's ready to move and elevate itself, that is a powerful day. And you will find yourself moving into something extraordinary when you find that day, where you can step out of the pain, where you can step out of the fear, and you can step into the forgiveness of self and others, and let go of judgment, and let go of attachments, let go of jealousies, let go of competition, and just move into this freedom, this lightness, this beauty, this elegance that becomes the dance of life with others. And it is a wonderful place to be, and it's very freeing, and it's very exciting, and it's very connected, and it's very much full of love. There you go, Jason. Does that help?
Yes, yes, that was perfect. And also that gave me reassurance with the work I'm doing. And I wanted to make the comment, you didn't look at my PowerPoint presentation that I've been working on for a year, huh, by any chance?
Well, we're always looking over your shoulder, Jason.
So,
But
yes.
we're glad that you are following your intuition correctly. And
Yep, something I've been working on, and there was a couple of things that just reassured me that that's a good sign. So,
wonderful.
perfect. So, with that being said, I don't have anything else unless Tracie feels like she wants to practice for that extra hour of channeling.
She knows that everyone listening is probably going, oh, no, 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 this video is already so long. What we would like to do is we would like to do a closing prayer with everyone, because we know that the frequencies carry through each and every one of you and goes out into the hearts of all of those that you love. So would it be okay for us to bring in a closing prayer and a healing vibration for that?
Yes, that is fine.
Wonderful. What we want to do is we're just going to scan the audience here really quick, and we just want to look over everyone and see what it is that is resonating for us to bring in for you today. Your hearts are so strong, so bright. Each and every one of you carries this beautiful star, this beautiful light. And we, again, want to remind you, you are so precious. You are so important. You are God's gift to each other, to the planet, and to all of these galactic beings. You are strong and you are here, and you are all coming forward, and you are all stepping into this powerful thing that you came here to do. And with great gratitude, we call in the most precious, wonderful gifts to each and every one of you. We want you to open up to your psychic gifts. We want you to open up to your abilities. We want you to open up to your clarity, to your direction, to your purpose. And so we call it in. And we call it in for each and every one of you, that that spark of light, that star within each and every one of you shines brighter than anything you've ever experienced before. You hear it in our voice. You can hear it in your own heart. You know that you are here for something big. You know that you are here for a huge part of this enormous, wonderful event that is going on in the earth, that is not just one day, but it is every day. Every day is the event, and you are part of it. And you are bringing in this energy, and you are bringing it in strong, and you are bringing it in loud, and you are bringing it in clear. And it comes through the words that you speak and the energy that you carry. And it comes through the vibration and the frequency that you move from those galactic counterparts into this planet, so that this planet can thrive, so this planet can grow, so this planet can feel and experience what it is to be alive. And you are, each and every one of you are doing this. Each and every one of you are powerful, magnetic, wonderful, extraordinary, and oh, so magical. And we see it in each and every one of you in your eyes. We see it in the way that you write things down, the way that you use your art, the way that you use your music, your sound. You're wonderful. You're pulsating out into the world, this beautiful, magical energy, and you are saying, join us in this place that is joyful and happy and kind and compassionate and sharing, this place that is loving and accepting, this place that is full of uniqueness and loves you just the way you are, this place that accepts you just the way you are, this place that holds you in the vibration that you show up in, meets you where you're at and grows you from there into something bigger, better, brighter, extraordinary. And all of you carry this beautiful, beautiful light. And with that being said, if you have the opportunity to close your eyes, we would like to call in around you your galactic beings and counterparts, so that they may bring in your most recent upgrades, your most recent downloads, your most recent high frequency vibrations. Isha yotoma hush sekitimoto shimewa an ashu to timikanta be ashike tiamo. Betatoni fushime anonone el or shawana and we new to shime on totonoma. Who sa shima ante beba shoko hundo de bato show. Jin yada unka ambate tioto shime water maniato lama oi. Pull from Mother Earth energy. Feel the energy and the pulsing of Mother Earth come through the body. Feel the grounding and the peace and the calm as it moves through you. You are one with the earth. Now reach to the skies and the heavens and pull in the energy and the frequency of source energy. You have this extraordinary ability to blend and create balance, peace. You have this beautiful spark in you. You are the masculine. You are the feminine. You are the balance. You are the energy, the frequencies that are going to go through this world, this planet, and change it. You are changing it. You are creating. You are in this creative energy now. You're making it yours. What is it you would like to see, experience, feel, know, be? That should be point to them. I should find but I should go on to them a day. I should go to them at the Jushunia. We call to the mermaids. Those of you who are connecting to the sea, we want you to rise up in the waters. We want you to download your codes into the waters. We want you to bring the frequencies of the water up, 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 up. The water is so important as it is part of each and every one of you. Bless the water, bless the water, bless yourselves, bless it. Bring in the codes and the frequencies into the water molecules. Bring it into the body, bring it into the mind, bring it into the soul, bring it into all levels and frequencies that are you. You are a multidimensional being, so bring it into all the frequencies that are you. Those who identify with Atlantis, with Lemuria, with Egypt, with the inner earth beings, those of you who are connected to life beyond life beyond life that you even know of from being here. Those of you who have come from other planets to spend time in this earth, we want you to know you are perfect and genuine and kind and wonderful and light, and we appreciate you. We love you. You are generating and vibrating and creating a world that is worth living in. Just remember that as you go through those hard days, that you are the light, and bring in the light on those hard days and shatter that darkness. Bring in the light. No, we don't want to shatter the darkness. We want to heal it. We want to heal it. Bring in the softness, the kindness, the gentleness around it. It is not to be shattered. It is to be embraced. It is to be loved. It is to be wrapped up in your kindness and your compassion. Do it for yourself. Do it for others. Let the shadow be part of the light. Work with the animal spirits. They want to come in and work with you. You have many of them that are surrounding you now. Many of you are actually working with the polar bear right now. You're bringing in the strength of the bear, the kindness of the bear, the gentleness of the bear, the, what is the word we are looking for with this polar bear? It has resources. It's very resourceful. And you are able to find what you need and be a survivor and be an overcomer. Victory, 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 they say victory. Victory is coming in for many of you in your own individual battles. And as you come into victory with your own individual battles, you'll find that the victory extends out to everyone. It extends out to all those who are wanting and wishing and craving to have victory in their own lives. You are bringing that frequency into this world. So know it, hold it, and know that you will have it come true. You have frequencies that are extending out to everyone in the collective, and it is very important for you to achieve what you came here to achieve, what you are working on right now. Find your victories in that so that you may share that into the collective grid so that others may pick up this frequency and find their own victories, find their own courage, find their own strength, find their own confidence, so that they too can then step up and share it. And then as it more and more share it, as we know, that amplifies. It gets very big. Then we'll find a world full of victory, won't we? And it'll be a very good feeling because everybody will feel strong and safe and confident in who they are, and they will no longer need to fight amongst each other. Judgment will be gone. And so stand in your power, do what you came here to do, bring in your self-love, and bring in your empowerment in your own self, walking your path, being who you came here to be authentic, be true, be you. And that is where we're going to wrap it up as we say thank you to everybody that has come in to watch this video today. And we're going to leave it with that as we hold great gratitude for all of you. We will see you next time, and we will bring Tracie back in for you, as we don't want her to get too much exercise in this channeling thing before February 20th, right? So we thank you, Jason, for having us.
Thank you very much.
We hope that that prayer was not too loud and too extraordinary for everyone, but we do feel the power of the energy of everyone coming in, and it is getting much bigger and much more extraordinary these days. So we are very grateful for that. Thank you for having us. We will bring back Tracie. Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah. So there's that. See,
Perfect.
I just don't know what they're going to do and what they're going to say.
That was a lot of information again.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot more there than I was aware. That's pretty cool to see everybody leveling up though. So I think that from what I could see in my mind as they're bringing these energies up, and then they bring those energies up underneath them, and then underneath them, it looks to me like there's going to be a phase that we go through where there will be a rapid awakening, because of if the people that are starting to wake up are going to get yanked up into the fifth dimension, then they're holding on to the ones that are still in the third dimension. They're going to be pulling them up. So they're going to go through their awakening. But that did look pretty brutal. So it's like, you know, that accelerated awakening that people have been like, oh my gosh, in the last 6 months, it's been like this rabbit hole after that rabbit hole, and all my stuff's coming up. Well, this next group is going to go through, what did they call it? Rapid awakening.
Yes.
And it looked like it was very quick. Like they're only getting a couple of months of just being bombarded with truth and awakening. And it's, you know, think about finding out everything that you ever believed in to be wrong, or you know, everything you put your faith in, like religion and government and all of that, is just all failed you all of a sudden. And you got to get faced with, you lived your whole life believing in this stuff, and now you're finding out that it was garbage, and now you got to deal with that reality. So
wow, that's interesting. It reminds me of I still remember this one key part of Dolores Cannon's book, and it was the question was, what system is going to fail first on the Earth system? And the person on the hypnosis said, your government system is going to fail and break first. So I was like, ooh. Because Dolores Cannon thought that, you know, with all the work she was doing, that the medical field, medical system was going to fall apart first.
Oh, interesting.
I said no. So,
yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of that. So, but yeah, that would be a rapid, you know, rapid, fast-paced awakening.
Yeah. So I was looking in my mind when they said rapid, I was thinking of like whitewater rapids that are like so extreme, and you're just hanging on for dear life and trying to get through it. Like,
hold on, Bob. Hold
like,
on,
oh
to the raft.
You guys. Prayers to those who got to go through it that way, but you know, it's all going the right direction. And you know, when people lose everything and they no longer have all this stuff that they're so attached to, and then they got to figure out what's really important in life, you know, it's going to come in. They're going to get it. They're going to go through the grieving and the sadness and the destruction of it. But, you know, I mean, some of these people, when you look at people that go through detoxing and they hit rock bottom, you know, with drug use or something of that nature, and they hit rock bottom and they lose everything, and then they come out such extraordinary people,
right?
And so much.
They have a great story to share too.
Yeah, and they're able to help so many more people through their problems and their stuff because of the experience. So you know, we're going to have some really amazing people coming out of that. So, I mean,
Hmm.
but yeah, it sounds like it's going to be quite a ride. And that's probably not too far in the future. I'd say that's probably in the next 2 years.
Nice.
We didn't ask that question, but I just did in my head.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking a lot sooner.
Well, I mean, we're
Like,
going to see a lot of, I think it's going to come in more than one wave. We're going to see a wave of that happening where this
that makes
next
sense.
year, we're going to see that leveling up happening. And we're going to see a group of people go through rapid, accelerated awakening. But then I think next year we're going to see it even stronger, because think of the masses that will be holding that frequency after that. Then everybody's going to have to come up that's left. And that's going to be the ones that hit the most bumps in the road. So, yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I'd say 2022 is going to be an interesting year of wrapping things up with pulling up the last of that group.
it has to be 2 and 2. I mean,
Right.
has to be has to be something to it.
We're just going to put it out there that it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, I don't know if you remember anything else, but was there anything that you remember with the question of the new phase or the new vibrations or anything like that?
The way I was seeing it is kind of these different collectives that we're all being the bridges for. You know, they're working on things in our favor because they want this to be successful. So when they're, you know, they don't want to send us the wrong frequency. And I'm sorry, I've got a dog panting his little heart out over here.
Oh,
He's like, oh,
we'll wrap it up.
She saw me. It's, you know, it's like these little scientists, mad scientists in their lab trying to figure out what's going to help humankind more. You know, do we need to send out a frequency for love, compassion, this, that, you know, and they can't hit us with too much all at once because we don't have the capacity for it. And so they've got to figure out the balance. They got to figure out what we can handle at this time. And I mean, think about all the different waves that we've been through, where we're going through the symptoms of the shift and going through all these upgrades and, you know, getting sleepy and getting this and getting that, headaches and nausea and all these different things from all these different waves of energy. And now we're not doing it as much as you raise the vibration. I don't know about you, but I don't experience that as much. Every once in a while, I'll get kind of in that hibernation, want to sleep mode. But I'll usually, when that happens, I usually find out there's been a solar flare or the Schumann resonance was way up high or something like that. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, I wonder if it had something to do with that. But I definitely go into like a hibernation feeling when the solar flares hit. Whatever that is, it makes me sleepy. But you know, I don't follow that stuff, so I don't see it coming. And then when I'm feeling it, it makes me go, what's going on? Why do I feel like I just want to crawl in bed and sleep all day? So then I'll get online and see if I can find something. And that's usually what it is. It's either that or it's something to do with the moon cycle. Maybe there's a new moon or a full moon or something going on. But I can track things by my mood. I'll be like, why am I experiencing this mood? And then I'll go look to see what's going on, and I'll be like, okay, ooh, look, the Schumann resonance spiked that day, or you know, this was happening, or you know, like the Saturn Jupiter conjunct or whatever, and it's like whatever's going on astrologically, something's happening, and it can sometimes it's almost to the book. I could almost write the astrology report for them. Be like, I'm experiencing this, and then I'll go read it and oh, everything I just said. So so that, you know, that kind of stuff does kind of play into it, but I don't follow it because I don't want to put those thoughts in my head. But if I'm experiencing something, I can usually figure out why. And then that helps me. If I'm in a mood, you know, if I'm in a grump, I'm like, man, why am I so grumpy? There shouldn't be a reason to be so grumpy. And I'll go look it up and find out there is something going on astrologically that, what was it? I think it was Saturn was doing something one time that was going to bring up everybody's anger. And I was noticing people were very hostile, and I'm like, what's going on? And I find out that you know, whatever was going on astrologically was bringing up everyone's anger. And I was like, oh, okay. And then my own stuff, then I was able to kind of be like more settled with it. It's like, oh, well, you know, Saturn's doing its thing, it's bringing up our anger. I'm probably getting the wrong planet, and somebody that's doing astrology is probably going, that's not what it was.
Oh yeah.
But
You're gonna get
you
all
know,
those comments.
whatever it is, whatever it was that was coming up, and we're getting our anger issues, you know, it helped me to pacify me through mine, so that I wasn't like projecting it onto other people and getting, you know, cantankerous with family and stuff like that, you know, where you can get triggered real easy. It helped me to separate that and not react. So, hey, baby.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah. He's like,
Hello.
time.
You just had a haircut.
He's adorable. But he's excited for the new house.
Yes, yes, he is. So he keeps wandering around, and I'm like, Dinks, get over here. And you hear him crunching on something. I'm like, what are you eating now?
Oh no. Yeah. Stop that. That's probably not good.
I was like, stop. Hey, it just keeps wandering around. So, which is a good sign. At least he's wanting to go check out the place, you know,
Yeah.
wandering around. Whereas instead of him like, no, I'm too afraid to check out anything, or I have a bad vibe from it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So,
Well,
but with that being said, I did buy the new house. So
yeah, very exciting time for you.
a little
For your
challenging
parents.
times.
Yeah. So yeah, we won't be doing this for a little bit while you get settled in.
Absolutely. So I squeezed one more video in. Instead of doing it on Tuesday night, I switched to Wednesday. And then look, the dog's excited too.
They're very excited. They're celebrating with you.
So
Yeah.
then after that, I will be working on it, painting.
Still celebrating.
He's like, yay! Moving. So I'm not a big fan of moving. So, but you got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. The unfun. But when it's all done, then you get to choose what you bring back out. And sometimes you're like, you know what? We never use this. Let's get rid of it.
Donate. Get rid of it.
Yep.
Donate.
It is. It's kind of like a good purge and clearing, isn't it? And then you're going to have, you know, fresh paint, new floors, nice new energy in the home, and it's going to be amazing. So,
yes.
So the next time you guys see this video, there's possibly a new background going on over in Jason's side.
Maybe. I'll try to squeeze one. It might look a little bit emptier. Feel like,
yeah, something's going to shift.
You're like,
So.
what happened to the table in the chair?
That's right. He might be standing instead of sitting, but we'll see.
You never
never know. These two dogs are like not having it anymore. It's getting restless over here. So.
Well, that's a sign.
That's our cue.
Oh yeah.
That's our cue. All right, Jason. Thank you for having me on, and it
anytime.
was a pleasure as always.
Anytime. Thank you very much.
Yep. We'll see you guys next time. Maybe before the big move, but they're still excited about.
I know. Party hats.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.